Hey guys, my name is Lawless Beats, and in this video, I'll be showing you how to find the optimal sensitivity for your setup within Valorant. This guide is aimed towards both new players and anyone who feels uncomfortable or inconsistent with their current in-game sensitivity. That being said, I highly encourage any veterans watching this to try this method out and post your feedback in the comments below. The method we're going to discuss in this video today has been covered and altered before by various content creators in a multitude of different games. It's designed to help you find a solid baseline to start with, regardless of your setup. I've also added my own spin on this method later in this video to help you further fine-tune your sense. Having a comfortable sensitivity is key to improving in any FPS, and once you find your sensitivity, stick with it. If you get stuck in a loop of having bad performance, then changing your sensitivity, you'll find that developing muscle memory will be much more challenging. Sensitivity is still just a setting, and if you can't practice efficiently, you won't improve. Competitive gaming communities have varying opinions when it comes to sensitivity. Some say fast is better, some say slow is better, or that you should be running low DPI with a high sense, but in my opinion, it's all subjective. There's a lot of variance from player to player, whether that's the size of your mouse pad, being an arm or a wrist aimer, or simply how you grip your mouse. There's almost no benefit to copying another player's sensitivity because what works for them likely won't work for you. That's why this method has been designed specifically for the player as an individual. So let's get into it. Load up the firing range and walk over to any of the beams on the right hand side. Line up your crosshair so that it's at the point where these two colors meet. Next, you need to put your mouse at the edge of your mouse pad without moving your crosshair and drag it from one end of your mouse pad to the other. You're trying to get a perfect single 360, so if you're not lining back up with that point, just adjust your sensitivity higher or lower until you do. Once you're done, you should have a number for your sensitivity. Write that down because we need it to do some math. We're going to call that number your 360 cents. And once you have it, you're going to multiply it by 1.5 and get a new number, which we're going to call your high cents. Then divide your 360 cents by 2, you're going to get another number, and we're going to call that your low cents. You should now have three numbers: your high cents, a 360 cents, and your low cents. Next, spawn some bots. And using the high sensitivity that you calculated, walk over to the side of the bots and give yourself some room to strafe from side to side. Pick a bot and start tracking its head while strafing in an arc. Do this back and forth for about 20 seconds or so at 3 different distances: one far, one medium, and one close. While you're tracking the bot, ask yourself 3 questions. Am I staying on target? Is my crosshair shaking too much? And does this feel comfortable? Once you're done, switch to the low sense we calculated and repeat this process. Once again, asking those same 3 questions. After that, decide which sensitivity you preferred, high or low. If you preferred the lower sensitivity, cross out your high number and divide your lower sense by 2, leaving you with your 360 cents, your low sense, and a new number you just calculated. If you preferred your higher sensitivity, cross out the low sense and multiply the high sense by 1.5. You should now have your new higher number, your high cents, and your 360 cents. Regardless as to whether you picked high or low, you should now have 3 numbers: a high number, a mid number, and a low number. Repeat the same test as before, strafing in an arc, tracking the bot's head with both high and low sensitivity. Ask yourself those same 3 questions, decide which one you like, and cross the other one out. You should now have 2 numbers again. Add those together and divide the sum by 2. You should now have a new high, mid, and low. Keep repeating this process until you can no longer tell the difference between your high and your low. Once that happens, add your high and your low together and divide that by 2. This new number is your optimal baseline sensitivity. We're not done yet though, because while you may be able to fine-tune your tracking and stay on target, you still need to be able to move your mouse quickly and accurately. Head back over to the bot spawner, hit F3 and select speed. Be sure to set your difficulty level to what you're comfortable with. There's no shame in setting them to easy if that's where you're at. We all start somewhere. Go through the speed test as you normally would and ask yourself, are you over flicking or under flicking? Are the bots despawning before you can line up your shot? If so, slightly increase or decrease your sense by 0.01 until you can comfortably flick from target to target. Once you can, try doing a quick 180 to finish up. In Valorant, you often find yourself in situations where you need to flick around quickly if someone's shooting you in the back. If you can't do a quick 180 in one fluid motion, increase your sensitivity slowly until you can. It doesn't need to be a perfect 180, but it should be close. With that, you're finally done and you found your optimal sensitivity. Remember, there are no shortcuts to improvement. A good sensitivity can only act as a solid starting point. Time, dedication, and practice in all aspects of the game is the only thing that can get you to a LAN and let you walk away with a trophy. Aiming, movement, game sense, and much more still need to be worked on. So if you like this video, subscribe for more, and be sure to hit that bell to keep up to date so we can all keep Valorant the skill-based game it was meant to be.